Good morning.
Good morning, Roo.
From the farm.
From the farm.
You never let me get the whole thing out anymore.
Oh, no, sorry.
I've got to say the whole, it's like a...
Stop interrupting, Mother.
No, it's okay. You're good at that though, aren't you?
I am. I'm very, very bad. Before you say anything, I'll stop you right there. Well, that's because I forget it if I don't say it then.
Yeah, I'm worried about what's coming out next.
It's like, oh dear.
Yeah, stop them. No, you're not actually. You've just got lots to say.
Yeah, sometimes.
And you're a good addition to a mood.
Waffler, I think you'd like to call it.
Well, it's good for a podcast though, isn't it? Maybe not waffle though, we need a purpose.
I don't need to, I don't really know much about podcasts. There are some good ones that I'd like to. One? Oh, am I? Oh, that's good then. That's good.
You'd like to listen to one?
I'd like to listen to a lady that sings, Jessie, and her mum do a podcast. It could be not Jessie, I can't remember what her name is.
A lady that sings?
Yeah, she's got a great voice, and she can cook, and she talks about food and does different things.
Where have you heard about this? Not on the podcast, obviously.
No, on the radio, because she's got such a beautiful voice.
You will find out.
I will remember her name.
Good, okay.
At about 3 o'clock this afternoon. I think, oh, God, that's her name. How embarrassing. Am I bothered? No.
Oh, it's Adele.
No, it's not Adele.
Okay, well, so some
I
context.
am really busy. I've just been to feed the cattle, and they have bust through the fence. So...
Oh, wow.
Yes. So my fence is flattened. I feel really cross with them. They've got all this grass and all this acreage. And what do they want to do? They want to keep escaping. Naughty, naughty cows.
How annoying.
It's very annoying.
Well, let's just vent everything out first.
That's it.
So
that's
the annoyance for me this morning was, this is so hard to set these cameras up on your own because you can't see anywhere. That's boring. Yeah. The second one is, we've already filmed this
we've
whole
already done
conversation.
this. I've already done a podcast for you.
This was last week, so it wasn't
morning,
even...
Aubrey. Morning,
Morning, mate.
Yeah, morning.
We got Aubrey over here.
Yeah, Aubrey,
yeah. Came down, didn't I? We had a really nice chat.
Had a really good
podcast.
Chat.
Then I went away and I was like,
content.
oh, that was really good. Then I put it all together and there was no audio on anything.
Oh, that was your talking in it, but not mine.
Oh, yeah.
You'd blank me out.
Yeah. No one wants to listen to me with a one-sided conversation that you can't hear the responses to. Yeah, so
and then I got a text, I think it was like Saturday night or something. Oh, God, Mum, I'm really sorry, I've cocked up.
I've messed it up.
So, well, don't worry.
Yeah,
we'll get to see you next week as well.
These things happen, yeah.
Yeah.
Absolutely. And what was funny about the last podcast that we did, which no one will ever hear because no one can hear, that we were talking excitedly about the fact that you just had little piglets.
Yeah, little piglets.
They were coming to here, this location.
Yeah.
And now the camera's all set up, not that they're like this big, so you can't see them behind Mum, but there's loads of...
Are you going to send them a picture? Can you do a picture for them so they can see?
I will put some of my iPhone footage over the top and you can see the little piglets.
Awesome.
This is Tommy's first litter.
Yeah, Tommy and our new Tamworth gelts. But I've got a friend next door, but I'm not very happy with her, my other girl, because she just lays there snoozing all the time.
Yeah.
Perhaps pregnancy's really taken out of her. I'm not sure, but she just lays there. She sort of opens one eye. Oh yeah. So I did actually get the vet the other day because I'm not a big pig expert.
Yeah, you've not seen it all before, sort of thing.
And no, so. He gave her just a pain relief thing in case she got a little pain or something. She's not going to give birth yet. He checked her udder and there's no milk coming out. But so she's a bit under the weather, Roo.
Oh, so she's pregnant.
Yeah, she's pregnant. And anyhow, we'll keep you posted on that one.
So you've got one litter in there.
Yeah, I've got one litter.
5 piglets?
Yeah, she did. Yeah, she did have 8. One was born in the sack.
Yeah.
And we missed that one. And one she laid on.
Okay.
And one has been disappeared. It was at the farm in a big shed and
It's a shame.
It got away from his mummy and, because she's a new mum, so, But she's got 5 lovely piglets and so we're really, really blessed.
They are really sweet.
Yeah.
Little piglets.
So... I think she trod on one. He was hopping about a bit yesterday because she's a bit clumsy. And they're getting used to her a bit now. I can hear them. Oh, no. Do not lay on anymore. But her friend is... She's a bit... the vet said that pigs sulk. So she could be a bit sulky. I don't know why she sulks. Perhaps she misses Tommy.
You okay?
Perhaps
Her and Tommy. Perhaps if I have Tommy, so I've got one with the piglets, one without. And perhaps if I made a pen the other side for Tommy.
Yeah.
Perhaps that might cheer her up. Perhaps she's missing him. Perhaps she's lovesick.
Well, perhaps.
Or...
That is a funny diagnosis, isn't it? Sulking.
Just...
Sulky
she's
pig.
got no temperature, and she does get up and eat, but she doesn't eat like she used to eat.
Yeah.
She's like, oh no, I just
Maybe
go
a bit
to my
hot
bed.
as well.
Just
They're all
feel a
right in the
bit,
heat. Yeah.
yeah.
Wow, and then the last time we filmed also, sorry
Yeah.
to keep bringing this up because, but I can also show this footage, which was pretty crazy start to the podcast, wasn't it?
We had a set of twins, didn't we?
Yeah, out in the field, and I was flying the drone, never happened before. It's quite unusual to see one cow on its own and one sheep on its own, really. You don't often see that when they're away from their herd or flock.
Yeah, there's something
going on. So I was trying to find out with the drone. It looked like something had gone wrong. So yeah, you went and picked up a...
So we went over there, and there was one. The first one was born, or I don't know because I wasn't there, but one was born dead.
Yeah.
And the other one is alive and doing really well.
Great. So the cow had twins, and one unfortunately.
Yeah, one unfortunately. Quite often with twins, one will
dead.
come backwards, and that's really, when I talk about when the lamb, if you have a sheep with one backwards, it's really, if it's been there a long time, or you perhaps waited for one of them. Yeah, sometimes if it's the second one, you wait a while and then you pull it out, and then it gets a lot of fluid and stuff down it, and quite often it's dead.
Yeah.
But no, Mum's fine. Brother's doing really well.
Amazing.
He's really sweet, and they're really pretty colour as well, aren't they? Sort of real beef shorthorny, sort of grey and white. Yeah, he's really cute.
Because I could only get so close with
he's really cute. But that's the thing farming. It's livestock deadstock room. It's just I had one on my pet lamb snuffet as well, which is common, as we all know. But it's so upsetting.
Yeah. So the pet lambs are the ones that maybe don't have a mum during lambing time, so you look after them and feed them with the bottle, basically. The really cute ones that most people...
We got little David, but he was so nice, and
David?
Yeah, I've got little David. Because David is the guy that I got him from, and he absolutely loved this little lamb, and I thought, right, you're David. No, they're doing well, but because they're only on sort of 2 meals a day, and they should be on 1 really.
Right,
but
yeah.
Bit
the
spoiled.
old Sarah influence.
But we got the shearing done, as you can see.
Yes,
Rue is sat on the wall, and I've cleaned the barn out, and I'm cleaning out roundhill barns as well. So we're getting the muck out.
Amazing.
We've made some silage and some hay. The forecast last week was really, really bad because it said it's going to do this and rain, and we're going to have thunderstorms.
Yeah.
So I didn't cut any last week. But actually the week, weather-wise, was really, really good. So there's quite a few frustrated farmers, I think, because it was not very accurate.
No, and that's... I do my calming farming videos.
Okay.
So every couple of weeks I send calming farming videos to people subscribe to the newsletter on flankfarm.com. Go over there if you want to subscribe. And they're little 60-second videos. And the ones that I've been doing recently, given they're always around the time of the year that's relevant. And so the ones I've been doing are haymaking ones, which are really nice. So there's a really nice one about the mowing. Tedding was really fun because we've made great videos about...
that was just, the weather was
haymaking.
Fantastic when we did that those years ago, wasn't it?
Yeah.
It was just...
That's our most popular video by far.
You could not... Yeah. It would be difficult for you to do that again. I mean, it was just like a really good forecast and, right, OK, let's go. And, you can't... Sometimes you can't get the contractor when you want the contractor. But it just all went...
Just went smoothly.
It was fantastic as well, wasn't it?
Yeah.
And it was windy and sunny, which is what we need to make hay.
Yeah.
And so it was just the perfect conditions.
Yeah, it was. I mean, it's so gorgeous, haymaking too.
Oh, and it is lovely.
Not just the machinery, it's like the birds. So
and
we've
the
got red
smell,
kites flying around.
The smell. And also, when you're sat on the mow, you're going around and you're seeing all the wildlife.
Yeah.
The hares and the sometimes you're seeing deer.
Yeah.
And all the naughty little bunny rabbits and all, you know, all the pheasants flying out. But it's so lovely because it's warm.
And not to mention, you know, it's a real honest, honest craft, you know, because you're getting stuff ready for your winter.
And you're getting ready for the winter. And it's such a pleasurable thing and such an amazing thing to make hay. It's not, you know, you don't just, it takes a lot of time and it takes a lot of skills as well.
Yeah.
And to know when it's ready to bale, because if you don't bale it, or you bale it when it's too green, it will go mouldy, or it will steam and heat in your barn, and you could get internal combustion. So, you know, my father used to love haymaking. I know lots of people love to make hay. They want to be, you know, lovely and green. Now it's sort of losing a little bit of its content, the good content that you need for the cattle. But it's such a skill.
Because to have a grass-fed herd or flock, you know, you need to have a really good harvest.
You want
to,
you know, mow it in June. June hay is the best. And then July it's okay. But we have to do it when the weather's there. So we don't really get. And if you can't make hay, then you just have to make silage. But it's so expensive making silage, and you're shrouding it in plastic. And we don't want to be doing that, do we?
But you know, right.
But the cows love the silage. Our cows love the silage. The hay is a little dry. You know, they like a little bit of that sort of pickled. It's like all these people on kimchi at the minute, isn't it? They like a little bit because it's good for your gut as well. Yeah. It's good for the cow's gut. They love it when it's a little bit moist and juicy. And
well, what was funny is, so when I sent one of these newsletters, I often write a little blurb about that time of year too, or a little story that I can remember. Or one was about chewing gum. I remember only really being allowed chewing gum. I don't know how old I would have been, 12 or so, you know, never allowed chewing gum. And you see lots of people eating chewing gum. But during haymaking, for some reason I was allowed chewing gum, and I got to sit on the tractor. And I was reminiscing, and I was writing it thinking, I wonder if that's because Mum could keep her eye on me so I wasn't choking. And then I thought, well, it also could be so I shut up in the tractor.
Yeah, that's it.
But yeah, it was quite funny. Anyway, one of these other blurbs that I wrote, these are all available on the website if you want to go there. But it was about the fact that you learn, or I've learned, that there's good quality fodder and bad quality, because you've asked me in the past, go and grab that good bale of hay, and I just have no idea what you mean. And then equally, you know, I've heard you on the phone and you're talking about having good stuff or buying beautiful stuff, or
that's it.
Utter rubbish.
Or what I want sometimes you've only got absolutely fantastic stuff and they just gobble it up. They're such greedy girls.
Right.
So what I want is
if it's too good.
Oh yeah, they just, it's gone.
It's like a chocolate,
you know, and their
gatto.
bellies are like, oh my goodness, they really.
Wow.
And you want something to slow them down, so you either give them a bit of straw or something to.
Yeah.
To slow.
So they've got something to eat, but not.
Yeah.
Wow.
They're not stuffing their faces.
Here we
you
go.
have to ration them.
This is a very basic test on quiz on not quiz either. What's the word?
Yeah.
Just well, whatever
they eat it too fast.
I find that fascinating that there's absolutely layers to this.
Yeah.
The haymaking process, you know. Silage if it's too wet. Hay's really good if it's too good. Maybe, yeah. Anyway, you want it too good.
We all want to make good hay, but sometimes it's like, have you got some stuff that was perhaps made later, that's not as good a quality, that'll be all right for the youngsters, or be all right just to shut their chopses up, you know?
Yeah.
You're not having any more of that, you know, because they just eat, you know, they would not stop.
Yeah, that's
so you want something to slow them down. Like last year, I fed straw for the first time to the cows. I've never done that before, but they had straw, and then they had a bit of the hay and the silage.
Of the barn? The
roof?
And
also because of that terrible drought, Roo.
Yeah. Okay.
I mean, there wasn't. You saw the grass we were making.
There was hardly any grass, basically.
So, and we mowed early, and we made what we made, and that was it.
Mm-hmm.
And I managed to buy some really nice straw from someone, but we scraped through.
Tough year.
But now we're thinking, or this is the way my brain's thinking this year, we are making all this hay, there's all this grass everywhere. Is the winter, because nature always provides. I know people say it, but it is true. And so my dad would be saying, right, we're making all this fodder, you know, there's silage and hay coming out your ears, people are trying to sell it, no one wants to buy it because everybody's... And why is that? Is it going to be a tough winter this you know? Are we going to get a winter? Or why? Yeah.
Well, that's living with faith as well, I think.
I mean, I like my barns full of stuff, obviously. It's always good to have a little bit of backup, isn't it, Ray? My freezers are full. Yeah.
Freezers are full, barns are full. Yeah.
I think that's living in the country and the way...
the way you were brought up.
Brought up.
For sure.
So when there's a glut of something, we make jams and pickles and chutneys and God knows whatever, and then we put it in the shop, and then we do, and that's what I love.
The only hard, because obviously I'm a new generation to that, but also brought up in that household. The only thing that I find kind of odd, having gone away and coming back, is you would actively have the worst thing most of the time, if you know what I mean. You would. Like, you'd have if you made jam, you'd be like, well, I'll have the little scrappy bit on the side on my toast. You wouldn't have the nice new jam that you just slaved over for days. You'd be like, well, there's a bit on that teaspoon. What do you call it? The bit off the top.
Oh, yeah. Well, it's the scum, isn't it? It sounds awful.
Maybe you're not eating the scum.
But you know what I mean. It's the yeah, it's just the
But you
bits
have
and bobs
that
that
in
come
you
to the
as
top,
well, where you're not comfortable with having the nice thing.
Oh, no.
So Sean tells me off because we have got these nice soaps in our house, which is really kind. People have gifted us or whatever. And I'm like, well, they're great gifts. I'll keep them in the cupboard.
Oh, no, I'm
and
not.
Sean's like, what are you talking about? We're going to put those and I'm going to use them every day.
Use them.
And I'm
good.
Thinking, no,
well done,
I
Sean.
only use them. I'll use Fairy Liquid normally on my hands. Brand name, sorry. You know, washing up liquid. And then it's not the BBC. I don't know why I'm apologising. Yeah, I put that on my hands, wash up normally. But Sean's just, using the nice soap all the time.
Good
and she can't understand my mindset of why wouldn't I save the nice one? So I got a bit of that in me, I think.
Also, I mean, you must be the only person. You could have all the cuts of lamb in the world. You can have really nice chops. You can have legs and shoulder and cutlets and... No. What is Rue's favourite? The breast of lamb. Breast of lamb is the cheapest cut. So he's very cheap to run, isn't he?
Yeah.
Very cheap to run. It is a delicious cut.
It's amazing.
Because they used to roll it. We won't get into cooking, but they used to roll it and stuff it. Do the most gorgeous stuffing and roll it up and do it that way.
Yeah.
We used to sort of have it with mint jelly,
funnily,
didn't we?
when I've looked for it since...
I've got some in the freezer for you.
Yeah, so I got it from you, obviously.
Yeah.
And then I've looked for it since in, a supermarket.
Oh,
or
they mince it up. You wouldn't find it in a supermarket.
Or like, I've seen it once and they have it rolled, as a joint almost.
Yeah.
And I was like, ooh, that doesn't look very nice.
No.
So that was a nice segue. That was funny. Yeah, the old lamb. Yeah,
yeah, but it's a cheap,
it's so delicious.
It's flavour.
It's kind of like the pork belly vibe, I think, where it, the fat sort of renders through.
It's sort of on the edge of the rib cage, isn't it? So there's not that much meat on it, just a little slim bit of meat. And if it's cooked, when you used to go to, well, when you have duck, it's all lovely and crispy and that. You cook the lamb on a rack, so all of the fat and stuff drips through, but you've got all that lovely crispy meat, and then you put your mint jelly on. Delicious.
It is so good.
If I was doing a catering van, it'd be like, right, lamb rolls, mint jelly, and that would be one of the things you could do.
That'd be a great one.
Yeah, when I have my little catering wagon.
Yeah, I mean, when you've got Thursday, Friday, Saturdays off, everyone's giving you a break over here. Aubrey's not mooing, and
oh, it's all good fun. Look, the sun's shining.
It's gorgeous.
The air is gorgeous. The
potatoes are doing well?
The potatoes are doing well, although last night I cooked some. Rue, it was terrible. I scraped them and they all went to mush.
Oh, no.
Yeah. And everybody's so kind, and it's like, oh, yeah, they're fine. It looked like mash and mush.
What was that then? The breed of, not breed.
So it must be the variety of potato.
Thank you.
So I've got to do some rethinking on the cooking. Perhaps I cook them very, very gently.
Yeah. Maybe you.
Anyhow, I digress.
Maybe you roast them up or something.
Yeah,
Try and
whatever.
get them crispy.
We're not worried.
No,
Yeah,
I'm sure you'll. I'm
not
sure
worried.
Mum will use them.
I will
me.
use them. Let me tell you that. They'll be having.
Believe that.
Yeah.
Okay. So I'm gonna. Well, I've got a couple of questions.
Oh, go. Yeah, I like a question.
Neil.
Yeah.
Asked, whatever happened to Eric the teaser ram?
Eric the teaser ram had to go to market because I have someone that helps on the farm who I love dearly called Jay, and he has really bad knees. And September 2-3 years ago, when we were going through the...
Yeah, sorry we didn't mention it.
Yeah. September, we were doing all the girls' feet. So they have a pedicure, but it's a... Well, yeah,
right.
They have their feet done. And we were just coming to the last batch. And Jay we were putting it in, we have this crate that rolls them over so we don't have to literally physically tip them all over. We do it with this nice crate. He was bending over and doing this crate, and we were just about to start, and then all of a sudden he'd done one of his charging things straight into Jay's knee. And I have never witnessed and seen the pain he was in. It was terrible.
No.
And I was like, that's it. You have marked your card.
Yeah.
So that was it.
Oh.
He had to go.
You can't have that aggression.
I can't have anything like that.
Is it it sort of maybe wasn't aggression so much. It was more of a... But
he was with his girls. There was no... He was just a bit unpredictable.
Yeah.
And that's the worst part. But rams can be the same. You have to be so careful with them. And Eric, I just felt so sorry.
He had a real chip on his shoulder,
Yeah.
though. Because I remember going in the field and
devil.
I was thinking that I'm not often nervy around fit, and I wasn't like scared that something's going to happen, but it was more like I'm constantly, where is he? Where is he?
And when I
nice.
I used to go in the field with him. I used to have the bucket in one hand in front, and then I'd go with my... People must think I'm mad, but behind me I'd be waving my hand around, just to, like get away, like I've just passed wind or something. Get away, you little devil, because he would have you, and literally they get you in the back of the knees.
Oh.
Bang! You're down like a stone, man. Boom, gone. So it's like, I can't have this. So Eric went, sorry, Neil. He was a devil.
If you go and watch, I think it was October's video, you could see the makings of Eric, really.
It's sad, though.
But you can't, you can't have that.
I can't have anything like that here.
Okay, and then we've got a really nice question here. Lovely email. Thank you everyone for sending emails. From Miriam.
Oh, morning, Miriam.
So I love all your videos and I've learned so much from you guys. I have a big question for you. How would I, a 30-year-old mum of 3, get involved in farming? Is it worth writing to local farms offering free help? I just want the hand-on experience and knowledge of my local area. What would you suggest for help in lambing season or littering in the winter? And if you know any farmers who would appreciate free help, then let me know.
That's lovely, Miriam. What you got to do
in Cirencester.
Yeah, in Cirencester. You know what you need to do. It's a lovely thing to write a letter, but what you need to do is you need to get your wellies on and get your old clothes on, and then
old clothes on.
That's it. Go round and sort of. So she lives in Cirencester. That's a fair big place, isn't it? So go round your local, someone as local as you can. And to go round on whichever farm you fancy and go and talk to them.
Yeah.
Go and talk to them. Go at lunchtimes, so either in breakfast time-ish or sort of lunchtime-ish. If, the cows are running up the road and you think no, don't talk to them then. But just go, knock on the door. They are very friendly. Some of them aren't as friendly, but, you can only... What's the worst they can say? Oh, well, sorry, but there are people out there, and there's some older farmers and there's some younger ones that would love a bit of a hand at the weekends.
Yeah.
Or they'd like a hand, especially, looking after the calves, and you don't want any money, but they would probably want to give you. But they might know someone, or talk to the, sort of like not the Young Farmers Club, but talk to... perhaps the local market, go in the office and say that, this is what I'd like to do, and they might they do market reports. So what they could do for you is just put a little thing in the back and say, anyone looking or interested, someone is willing to come and give you a hand.
Yeah.
And you will get probably a few rejections, but you'll probably get some.
Yeah, it's funny.
It is nice to write. You could possibly write a letter first, but they get busy, not unless the wife is going to respond, or I suppose you could put your mobile. It's nice if you actually go face to face and they think, oh yeah, she's a really nice girl, and yeah, what a nice thing. And perhaps, especially when they're busy or they're lambing or they're doing some sheep work or they need someone, you're willing to. It's and
it works at all times.
It does work at all times.
So the farm's always going, so it could probably suit you, with 3 children.
Yeah.
There's almost certainly times and stuff that you could be helping with.
I often think when it's lambing time, oh my goodness, I ought to just put a thing in the village newsletter and just say, someone come down and just, especially over the months of May, March and April, just if they could just come down after school and earn a bit of pocket money, or just come and
just to give you a break for a couple of hours.
Yeah, we're all
there was
grateful.
Some great advice in there, Mum. I think the looking in the best piece of advice
a bit daunting,
would be breakfast time and lunchtime. That is like
after
the complete anti-social
hours
for everyone else in the world to
usually
be walking in.
They stop.
Yeah, for farmers,
they need to stop because we have to refuel. Yeah. You cannot go all day on.
But also that's your social time almost.
It is your social time, and it's the time usually that people are having their breakfast, and then that phone is ringing.
Yeah, if I ever called the farm when I was in London, I would always call at breakfast time to catch you, Grandpa and Granny at the table, and that would be the be the tactic.
You can only ask anyhow.
Don't try and call the mobile because it doesn't get answered.
And letters are nice, but I would say physically go up there and.
Also, I think it would probably be a better experience for you too, because the initial nerves are going in the farm. I mean, obviously you do have to pick your farm in the moment, I suppose, but the initial nerves of doing that would be outweighed by the reaction hopefully you would get from
if you've got some little villages, or some villages round you, or you go to some local fetes and things round you, there's no reason why you couldn't put something in the village newsletter.
Yeah.
My name's Miriam and blah, 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 blah. But I think it's nice to go round face to face and just say, hi, my name's Miriam.
What a nice idea as well.
Yeah. And go, girl. Let me know how you get on. If they're really miserable and horrible, I shall. Yeah, that's not very nice. But yeah, you go to the next one. There's some really nice people out there.
Yeah,
that'd love a bit of help.
Yeah,
I mean,
probably the smaller ones, the ones with the old tractors.
The smaller ones, yeah, the ones with 50-year-old tractors and pallets in the edges.
Yeah, look for pallets and hedges. You found it.
No, I mean it's a nice thing to do, and it's lovely, and it's it'll be great if she gets somewhere. It's wonderful.
And do let us know.
Even someone to say, right, well, can you just go and have a walk round and make sure the cows are still in the field this morning, and you'll learn so much as well.
Yeah.
Yeah, make lots of new friends. Yeah.
Oh, that's lovely. Well, thanks, Mum. It's been nice to speak to you this morning.
It's been nice to speak to you, Duck.
I'm sorry this was our take 2, but I think it
doesn't matter.
It was lovely.
It doesn't matter.
Maybe we should do 2 every month.
Look at that lovely day out there. And, yeah, I hope everybody's doing well. I've got to go fencing. I'm going to get very, very cross with those cows.
Wow.
I've already shouted this morning once.
Right. But, well, good luck with that.
Love to everyone, and I hope you're all enjoying the sport and the sunshine and getting out in that fresh air. And take care.
Yeah, take care, everyone.
And see you soon.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye. Oh, lovely. Thanks, Mum.